GRMUID 3901, Milston 7, also known as Milston Drove, and this is 2,603 metres long. Starting from the eastern end, you can see there's a red flag post here. There's also a gate. If the red flag is flying and the gate is closed, do not enter. Otherwise you're heading westerly direction here. Rather a bit slippery to start with, and you go straight into these wider ruts. There's a bit of chalk underneath, and so you need to be careful. And then most of the way down you find that you're in slightly deeper, trickier ruts, which when they're dry are absolutely fine. Can be a little bit sticky when they're wet. You're heading gradually downhill towards those trees in the distance. You can see gradually turn to the right. Again, the ruts underneath are fairly firm. Bottom of this slight slope, you can see you have trees over on your left hand side. Again, the ruts are fairly reasonable here, and now it's just a longer, straight, level ride. This is a long trail, so you'll find that with the ruts along the way here, some water as well to cross, and then some further ruts that beginners might find this slightly tiring, but generally it's a good ride once the red flag is clear. As you reach the bottom, it gets stickier, muddier, and the ruts get deeper. Quite a lot of the time they're much higher than this. You can see one in front of you that's quite full. Once you're through the rut though, you go out the other side and you'll find that it's a bit sticky. But basically try and go straight on if you can. Once out the other side, you need to keep to the left hand rut, the one that's full of water here, not too deep at the moment. This is the one that you need to follow, part of the byway. So fairly shallow going through. And then you've got two clear, defined wider ruts here, puddles along the way. Gradually going uphill. Again, you find because it's quite level that when it rains the water stays in these trails either as puddles or much larger pools. Nice open countryside with the plains either side of you. Fairly good progress here. You see the trail's fairly firm underneath, but as I said, on these level sections you do come across the much larger, wider pools. This one had a fair bit of silt on the bottom, so tended to grab the wheel a little bit, the tyre a little bit, but got through okay. So again, you work your way through the pools, find your way through the gap in the trees, and you can see there's a number of ruts here. Try and stay in the ones nearest the trees if you possibly can. Obviously it's quite a level ride this, it just gently meanders up and down. As you see when you're going uphill, you can see it's quite firm underneath. So it's nearly 3 kilometres long this trail, so lots to ride and explore. A bit of chalk underground there, but again not too bad. A broken part, but a pretty good surface. As you go through this crossing, keep straight on ahead. A bit of chalk here, a little bit slippery as it's off camber at times, through the small woodland area. As you come out of the woodland area, you get into the wide open plains again. Again, a number of ruts you can choose how to ride up through. Those woods directly in front of you in the distance. You see it's fenced off either side of you. The cattle in the local grassland. Work your way towards the end of the trail. You've got a trail coming in from your left as well as from your right. and you end here at the beginning of the next trail, which is directly in front of you through the trees.